Good morning, everyone. This is not really the coaches show, but this is a little spring football edition that we're going to do. We have Coach Maverick Lang here this morning, and also we have Mr. Lance Revis, my radio partner, on Friday Night Lights. And Coach Lang is here today to give us a preview of what has gone on this spring and what's going to go on tonight with the black and gold scrimmage. But before we start, we would just like to hear Coach Lang's words on a recent tragedy that we had. It involved a Savage football player that had he was just about to graduate. Corey Nocum. I'm sure some of you have heard about it, but we're going to get Coach Lang's quick thoughts on that, and then we're going to move on to all the positives.
Yeah, the Corey Nocum deal, really, really sad tragedy. To me, what stood out the most about him wasn't his football ability. He's a kid that always had a smile on his face, always in good spirits, good mood, really good relationship with all the kids. So that's what stood out more, not the football talent he had. Great kid to be around, great kid to have in your locker room, somebody that will be truly missed.
Yeah, it's just, that's a thing that hits close to home when you have such a small community like we do, and those things are just tough. But we just wanted to mention that our thoughts go out to his family and his friends, his teachers, his coaches, teammates, all of that. But on to a positive note, Coach Lang, you're starting your second year here. Tell us what you have been doing. I know you have your Summer Pride workout program, but I believe you also attended a team camp this week.
Yes, sir. Last 2 weeks we've been doing spring ball. We finish it tonight. We get 10 days, our 10th day is tonight at the spring game. Really good, high energy 2 weeks of spring ball. And then we've had the team camp the last 2 days. There's a lot of excitement around football right now. We got over 100 kids out for football, 9 through 12. And then
wait a minute. 100?
Yeah, we checked out equivalent 113 kids.
It's a few more than we've had in the past.
I was going to say, Mr. Evans, what would your guess from last year been? I would have said 50, maybe.
Yeah,
9 through 12.
Yeah, maybe a tick more than that, but not.
Maybe.
I mean, in the last few years, I'm not gonna lie. I really, honestly think we might have had a few less than 50 a few times that actually participated. On Friday nights.
Well, I did
dressed out on Friday nights.
I hate to interrupt you, but that's an important thing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you whizzed through it like it was nothing, but that's important. That's very important because, you've only got to. I mean, it only takes 11 at a time, but trust me. That's a huge deal. I mean,
yeah, and it's huge for our program because now in the fall we'll be able to practice our freshmen by themselves. They won't be at the high school practice because we got enough kids, and that helps for our development for those kids down the road. Because the freshman kids now in the fall will get all of our attention by themselves, and then we'll practice our 10th through 12th in the athletic period after school. So it helps our development because now we're developing freshmen only, JV. And then the varsity kids.
Yeah, well, you don't have number threes come along every year.
Yeah, if we got another Dejan, he'll find his way out there.
Coach, how about will they play a straight 9th grade schedule?
Yeah, we got the max limit freshman games, JV games, and varsity.
Will they play on both?
Yeah, and then I'm probably have to go to North Texas, but I'm in the works of finding them freshman and JVB games because we got so many kids. Because I'm big. If you come out to our program, do what we ask, I'm going to find a way to get you some reps in games. So, and I know no one else in Southeast Oklahoma is doing freshman B and JVB, so we might have to go to Texas. But we're going to find them some B games so we'll have a freshman B, JV, JVB, and varsity.
Well, now, you did spend time in Texas after you left here, correct?
Yes, sir.
Right, yeah. I thought you said you did before you went to Meeker. So you've got some connections in the Texas area to use that. Well, I'm tickled. I'm tickled to death because you can if some of our older listeners can remember, I mean, there used to be 80 to 100 kids every Friday night in the Black and Gold. You know, that was in the good old days, and that's what we're trying to do. That's what I know that you're that you're trying to get back. And you know, some of the things that you and I had talked about last year that like the mothers, what was that called?
Moms of Fall.
Moms of Fall, and then the dads and decals.
Decals.
You know, some people may say, "Oh, you know, that's just no." That's a big deal. That's how you get interest, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's what because we represent the community. That's how we look at our program. This is the community's football program, and we want the parents, guardians to be just as proud as the kids are that they're involved in the program.
Sure. Yeah.
Well, exactly. I think those extra reps will help retain those numbers too, Jeremy. Because there's one thing about it. I mean, you can have 100 guys out, but if they don't do anything but hold a blocking dummy or stand there, you know, most of their career, even a great kid, they start to drift on you a little bit. And,
sure.
and you know, not everybody's going to be a superstar, but there's one thing about it. If you give them a chance, kind of like Coach is talking about, to get in there and be competitive and play in some. Get some playing time. I really think that'll help with your numbers retention, and it may just get even bigger because I think there's, you know, a few of those kids maybe that see, I don't know if I can quite crack that starting lineup at a big school, you know, and this way it's going to just give you some more opportunities, and those kids will start popping up that are playing on those B games. It's like, yeah, he might need to be playing different night.
Right. Oh, yeah, for sure, because especially a freshman kid, if he's not, because kids mature different, it might take till their sophomore, junior year till they fill out. Freshman kid could see, I'm not going to get any action, so I'll come back and try to get my junior year. And then they're so far behind because they've skipped 2 years. This way we keep them in the program, keep them continuously developing, and then they're good to go when they get upperclassmen.
Coach, how many seniors did we lose last year?
We had 9. So it's kind of fairly
not,
small.
Okay, not a huge class, but of course, out of those 9, nearly all of them contributed. I think pretty much, didn't they?
Ones in there.
Yeah. So you have, well, it's hard to say with the 100 and something kids. My main question is are we going to try to, I know you're going to try to, but do you think we might be able to maybe keep kids from playing so much both ways?
Yeah, and that's what's fortunate, and we're playing the high numbers we got to our advantage, especially early on in the year when you're non-district, when it's 100-something degrees out.
Yeah.
Conditioning plays effect.
Yeah.
But especially on the O-line, D-line, I think we're going to be – there's still some kids that's going to play both. But I don't know if we'll have somebody start both sides of the ball on O-line, D-line. It'll be kind of rotational guys.
That's very
and that's huge because skill guys,
big.
They can do it more so than big kids up front, having to start offensive line and flip over, start on D-line.
Oh, yeah, because you're getting leaned on or smashed on. Yeah. You know, like you can ask Quinlan. There's no telling how many snaps Quinlan played in the 3 or 4 years that he played. But and you know, you take a kid like him and you know, he'll even tell you, well, I can handle anything. Well, you can, but your gas tank don't stay full. It can't. There's usually,
you know, a lot of times, I think shows up about as much on the D line as it does anywhere. You know, especially if you're playing somebody that's maybe going to spread it out or maybe going to be up tempo. You know, if you have just the same 3 or 4 old boys in there, I mean, how much realistically can you try to have a pass rush? Or but if you've got 6 or 8 or 10 kids in a rotation, you begin to wear them down because more than likely they can't, kind of like Coach hit on, more than likely they can't match you offensively with linemen as quick as you can match them defensively with linemen, and I mean, you'll eventually, especially during the heat like he's talking about, I think you'll start to wear people down. I mean, with numbers, that's a real positive, I think.
Speaking of offensive and defensive lines, maybe if you got it with you, maybe you might mention some of those who we will see.
Yeah, and I'll start with the defensive line. because we, like mentioned, we were at a 2-day camp, and it's one of the most highly competitive ones in the state that we went to. That's why we went to it. There was 6As. Dale City's played for 5A state championship the last 2 years. They were there. There's a lot of really good talent there. And with counting us, there was 10 teams. And I was most impressed of a lot of bright spots, but I was most impressed with our defensive line play. And I'll go over some of them because we do got some rotational guys. And there's some guys I won't mention that are on the verge of breaking into our rotational. Kelgin, who I love the crap out of Kelgin, the energy he plays with. You know what you're getting when you throw him out there. And he's moved. He was interior this past season. He's moved to the DN position, and he's transitioned really well, made a lot of really good plays for us. Jimmy Brown, who, because of his back injury, we got him back.
Jimmy Brown. That's one of Miss Travis's favorites.
Yeah, he's a good one.
I love Jimmy.
Jimmy's a go-getter. Jackson Porter, he's one that he starts right tackle, but he's really good D lineman. He's one that we're not going to be able to keep off the field from at least playing D line. One that really surprised from first day of spring ball all the way through team camp was Achilles Pearson. He'll be a junior. He physical kid, explosive off the ball, made a ton of plays against even whenever he was giving in practice our ones a look on the scout team. He gave us fits, our one offensive line fits at times. He had a really good camp. Sonny Freeman. And then a kid, he'll be a sophomore, Aiden Hammonds. He hurt his knee.
Big kid. Yeah.
Moves real explosive. He hurt his knee at the end of summer pride last year. He didn't get cleared till it might have been like middle of October. So he didn't get too many reps last year on the freshman JV games. But we're expecting a lot from him.
Mr. Travis and I both noticed him last year. We wasn't sure who it was, but big kid.
Yeah. And then O-line, we graduated some, but due to injuries and stuff last year, all these kids were pretty much like starters because they played in some capacity, a lot of snaps for us last year. You got Josh McDaniel, who I've been very pleased with him. This winter and spring, really this winter, he took it really personal, lost some weight, and he looks like a totally different kid. He moves a lot better. So I'm expecting a huge year for him. Senior year, Camden Jackman at the left tackle. And he's one that started for us at left tackle and left guard last year. Had some injuries, so he missed a few games. Sonny Freeman is at the left guard right now. Hunter Shomo is playing right guard for us right now. Porter, he comes along, he gets better. And I don't know if you've seen Porter lately. Every time I see him, it looks like he's grown an inch. Every day he walks in. He's a really good-looking kid.
You're not going to hurt Porter, I promise you.
Yeah. And then Aiden Hammonds he's pushing some of those kids for the job on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, we everybody knows what we have coming back at quarterback, but who's he going to have to throw to, or is he going to have anybody to throw to?
Yeah, Hal, he's obviously a freak athletically, but he's had a huge, and he's only going to progress more. He's had a huge growth just playing the quarterback position, throwing the football. That was what was good about team camp. We didn't run him. At all. He scrambled a few times, but he was able to focus on staying in the pocket, throwing. And, 2 days, when we threw the ball a lot, last 2 days, there's probably only like two balls that he made a poor decision on. So he's staying in the pocket, throwing the ball where it needs to be.
Probably going through his progressions a little slower in his mind, maybe.
Yeah. And so and that's what all them colleges that's come and talk to me about him. He's going to make huge because he hadn't played since 7th grade. And then he's obviously a freak athlete. But he's going to have huge growth just from this past year to this year at the quarterback position.
Right.
But yeah, we're real excited about our skill kids. We moved Dejon. He was at Z, so the outside receiver. We put him in the slot where Tyron played last year. To kind of because we can do more stuff with him, and he gets the whole route tree in the slot. We move him around a lot, and I lost count of how many touchdowns he scored the last 2 days on those guys. we can hand him jet sweep, hand him the ball, we'll line him up in the backfield. So expect another huge year from him. His backup kind of got two, Sky Baker, which he's a starter on defense, and then give Dejon a blow. And Sky's a phenomenal athlete. And then at the Z, Khalil Flagg.
That's a young man you mentioned last year. You even told me at the beginning of last year, said he was just a freshman and he was physically kind of thin, but you did tell me watch out for this one.
Khalil, and he's getting tall. He's lanky body, long reach span, and we're excited about Khalil because he's same grade as Dejon. So those two sophomores that'll start at receiver for us, and then he made some good plays in spring ball in team camp, and his rotation guys, Isaiah Fields, who made some really good plays yesterday. Caught two real good touchdowns at camp. But Isaiah Fields is a great one. He won't talk much, but he goes out, does what he's supposed to. He's probably the most coachable kid because once you tell him something, he's got it hammered in.
I was going to say, I think is he about our fourth Fields that we've had? Maybe not that many.
Yeah,
3 at least.
His genetics are pretty good too.
Every one of them have been.
He's got not athletic genetics, but human being genetics.
All right.
He's a pretty good human on both sides.
yeah.
I promise you. So I can see the coachable deal. He, we went to church with him and kind of been around him a little bit just from a distance, but he's not going to say much, but he's going to give you what he's got.
Yeah. And then at X, how we use our X, he's outside receiver, and it's a bigger body kid, so when we play a tight end, he comes down. A.J. Brannon is the X. He played it last year. He rotated with Champaign last year at X, and he had a really good camp. Of all the individual kids, he might have had the best team camp last 2 days on both sides of the ball. But he had a really good – he's our X. And then Javian Heath didn't play last year. He'll be a senior. We got him out, and he's a
that's one of a former player from Broken Bow. It's his son.
Quan Heath.
Yes, Quan.
He
Quan
probably
Heath.
could run like a deer, too, I imagine.
Yes.
he can run, jump. He's a specimen athletically.
I believe that's Quan Heath's son.
So his daddy could.
I was going to say somebody would probably.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's his son.
Yeah, and he, because he hadn't played, I think, since sophomore year, he kind of head spinning a little bit because it's all new to him. But once he gets all that and gets some more confidence in him, he'll cause people problems.
Well, I would. I was kidding you when I said, "Is he going to have anybody to throw to?" I knew he would, but I wanted you to be the one because I forget, and I know Mr. Evans forgets like I do. We have to, without seeing numbers, we have trouble. You know, we lose track during the off season of what's going on and what do we have back because every year, both of us are always pleasantly surprised. We always forget about a kid or two that we got coming back and. See, I had done forgot about Sky Baker. I was thinking in my mind thinking he graduated, but then I believe isn't he on one of the relay teams in track, isn't he?
Yeah, he was on the 4x4, and then he got fifth in the 400. Graydon won state in 400, and Sky got fifth.
That's right. So that takes a pretty special athlete for any of your shorter running events. That's you're going up against a different type of athlete. But
Jeremy, we touched just a little bit on Howell, and everybody knows that Graydon is extremely gifted, great kid. And he's getting lots of attention. But I tell you, a kid that was impressive to me last year, Skelton was a freshman last year, and everybody's been a freshman in their lifetime, and there was a few times that he was forced to come into the ball game, and instead of
Tulsa,
McLean,
instead of just
in a rough spot.
Coming in there and let's fumble the snap a couple times, and or have to run the old dive play to the fullback because we don't know how to do anything else. I could. I just wanted to give him just a little bit of I don't know if he's still playing quarterback or playing yet, plus some other stuff. But, he was a kid that just talking about that position that I was impressed with last year because you could just tell that he had a lot of football IQ to go with a lot of athletic ability. And, he is, he's probably playing behind one of the better players in the state at that position. But I could see that young man if we were into that situation, he would be able to dang sure do his part and probably help us out in other places also.
I was going to say, that's exactly what I was fixing to say. Being good enough to play somewhere else.
Yeah, and what's good about him is if he has to go in at quarterback, we don't have to cut the playbook in half. He can function and run all everything. And I was extremely proud. There wasn't a bunch of good highlights from that McLean game, but that second half, he hung in there, threw the ball really well on time. So that was one of the bright spots of that McLean game last year is when he came in. And I know because at halftime his eyeballs looked like watermelons, and it was understandable. But he hung in there and made some really good plays for us that second half.
What speaking of our conference, which schools do you anticipate being? Let's just say the top four. Just in your opinion,
because
it'll be a while for any type of predictions come out.
Yeah.
But you kind of know you'll have a better beat on.
Yeah, OK Preps, they came out with a way too early ranking of all the just top 10 and 4A. And obviously Ada's going to be, they didn't graduate many. They had them at number 2, us at 4, Sallisaw at 5, Hilldale at 9. But in our district, obviously they're the returning district champs, and they didn't graduate much. So Ada will be the team to beat. Sallisaw's always going to be good. Hilldale's got athletes. And then Poto's always tough because that's a byproduct of the type of kids they have. So those at the top end of our district.
Right. I was just curious.
I won't rank us, but it won't be at the bottom like we were last year.
I hope that Ada, after having to go to Ada 2 years in a row, we kind of got hanyoked on the district realignment on that deal. I hope they get to travel down here and think about it for a while on the
what's
bus
exciting
ride
is
back.
So we get 5 home games, and in our opinion, that's our biggest games. For the most part, would be home games. McAllister would be a big one for us home. Durant home. We go to Idabel, which is that's about as home game as you can get at Broken Bow. Salsaw's got to come here. Ada's got to come here. So that's what's good going into the year. Our big games, for the most part, will be here in Broken Bow.
That schedule looks a lot more appealing than it did the last year or two, for sure. Even though it's the same teams, I'd sure, kind of like you say, I mean, Idabel's 10 miles apart, so it doesn't really make a whole lot of difference whether we're playing. There's going to be a gazillion people
same
from both.
People are going,
so I guess we are still going to play, sounds like those traditional 3 non-conference, McAllister, Durant, and Idabel.
I wondered about that.
Yeah, because this is year 2, so it'll be the same exact schedule, same order, just flipped home and away with who we played last year.
Well, it's a tough way to start with 2 5A schools, but I think I remember last year from the coaches show, I remember asking you about that, and you actually said that you kind of favored that, even though you didn't. That schedule was given to you when you got here, but you actually said that you kind of liked that.
Yeah, because I'm a big believer. I like playing teams that'll get after you, especially obviously you want to go 3-0 in those. We went 2-1. Obviously you want to go 3-0, but they don't. At the end of the day, they don't have on the playoff. They get us better because McAllister's got a lot of really good football players, coached up well. Durant had a lot of really good players. So it's good seeing those teams. And still, we beat Durant. We kind of cursed ourselves there against McAllister, and everything was new. So we're excited. It's tough, but we're excited about our non-district.
Well, we've talked about our offense. Now, let's kind of move over to the defensive side of the ball. I know that's something that, over the last several years, defense has kind of been what we've hung our hat on. Now, I know things change when you have a great and Alec quarterback. All of a sudden, you can score a bunch of points, but defense still is something that I look forward to. I love when we can stop people. There's been years when we couldn't, and I know Mr. Evans and I, he even gets gray haired, but over that it's hard to watch when you can't stop people. In my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's one of those deals where it's just a known fact. If you can hold your opponents in high school football to 14, 17, 21 points, your odds of winning are considerably higher. If you're giving up 35 and you have to score 36 every time, it don't matter how good your offense is. That's tons of pressure. And the game is faster and it is a little higher paced, but still, if you can not only if you limit the points, but it changes just the whole outcome of the ball game and the whole flow of the game, because it seems like it slows it down, makes it more methodical. It allows you to be in control instead of having to deal with what the other team's doing with you if your defense is solid, seems like.
Yeah. Talk about our defense and what we – first, I guess I would say what's returning, but then also what you're adding.
Yeah, I already spoke on the D-line. We lose Quinlan Bailey, which that's hard to replace a kid like that. But we did have a kid move back to Broken Bow. That's going to help us a lot at that position, Cade Pratt.
Pratt, yeah.
And he's physical specimen. I don't like standing next to him because it makes me look small. He's a great kid, very physical kid, athletic kid. So he's going to be at the middle linebacker for us. And he has a really good spring and team camp. And then Blade Medoc, which he ended the year playing some at our weak side linebacker, the other inside linebacker. He's a physical kid. He's a downhill kid, physical kid. And then outside linebacker, which losing Champagne played extremely well for us at the outside linebacker.
He surprised me defensively.
He's one of the harder ones of either side of the ball that we've had to replace just because how he played. Yeah. He played very well for us.
I knew he could catch it. We had seen that, but I didn't know he was that good of a defender.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, from having that kid in the 8th grade to when he graduated, I mean, with the utmost of respect, he maximized his time in the program because he was a good kid, but he wasn't, super physically imposing as a youngster, and he was pretty ornery. But I thought he was a really good high school football player when he graduated. I agree with that. He should have been proud of his years as a Savage. I promise you.
Sure. So at that position, AJ played inside linebacker, rotated last year. He's been playing our outside linebacker, strong side linebacker, and he's had a really good spring at it because he's athletic. He's a physical kid. So, again, because that outside linebacker for us is a hybrid kid. You got to be able to cover in space. You got to be able to tackle in space, but you also got to be able to run fit coming off the box. And he had a really good team camp there. Then secondary, we lose Tyron, but we bring back Isaiah Fields, which he's a technician over there at corner. 2 safety, Sky Baker, which he was banged up a little last year. He played through a lot of injuries. So him being healthy, he's one of our top just athletes on the field. Sky Baker's back, his physical kid. Cole Patrick at strong safety. He's one of the better run fit and safeties we'll see. Real good run fit and safety, physical kid. Then the other corner, Javian Heath's right there now. We're letting Graydon get some. Obviously, Graydon's a situational guy. We had him play safety situational last year. But he'll play some DB at situational times when we know what we're getting from the offense. But, yeah, that's a bunch of those kids have played a lot of snaps for us.
Well, you mentioned Cole Patrick there. I didn't get to the other side. We didn't talk about running back on the other side. I should ask you that.
We got Cole because we graduated. The 2 that really gave us was Quinlan and Frazier last year. Yeah. So we had to kind of 2-man show. It'll be similar this year by committee kind of. You got Cole. We've Sky plays in the slot, but Sky Baker's been getting some running back.
Oh, okay.
And then Cade Pratt's been getting some running back. He'll play our S back too, which is a glorified tight end, stand-up tight end, or a fullback type kid. So Cade will play that and some running back, which he's 6'3", 220, so that's a big cat running at you if you get tackle him.
If you're on the 3-yard line, he might be a good option too.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was that big.
Oh yeah, he's all every bit of that. And he even at camp, we was in shorts and shoulder pads with a girdle, and they were still hitting him low. So I was like, that's something you're going to have to get used to because ain't nobody going to come hit you in the chest.
Speaking of team camp, I've never been to a team camp. How is, I mean, like, how much live would you call that? It's not full-fledged contact, is it?
It doesn't start that way, but after about a second snap, it turns out.
Oh,
They yell. Well, it's full, and you're supposed to stay up.
Okay.
And not hit below,
stay off the ground.
Yeah, not hit below the knees because they got girdles on. So just the only thing they don't have is knee pads, and that's how we practice. But yeah, it turns into full go.
I was gonna say
quarterbacks don't get hit, but other than that, it's pretty much
testosterone starts taking over. Pretty
the
quick.
ego starts stepping in, and everybody starts.
Yeah, that stuff happens, in a quiet or off time of year. So as fans and commentators, we never see that. So I always wondered what exactly is it. I know that you have several schools involved. I read the other day. It was a pretty impressive set of teams. But like I say, you look at our district and you go, my goodness, being the third or fourth place team in your district you still got to be pretty good.
Yeah.
I just feel like our district's tough every year, and even then you bring Ada into it, and it's even more so.
Oh yeah, it's a tough district.
Very tough, and that's where that's where those numbers come in, because if there for the last, gosh, I don't know, 6 or 8 years, it feels like we're one injury away from being in trouble.
And that's what's bad. If you got a bunch of two-way, you lose your receiver. Well, he might be your safety, so you're down 2 positions instead of just 1.
Yeah, very much so. Well, Coach Lang, after
yeah, we got some new ones.
New coaches?
Yeah. So I'll go overall, and I'm sound like a broken record. Anytime I talk about these guys, I'm very fortunate for the coaches we have at Broken Bow. They make my job a lot easier. My name might be at the top of the totem pole, but it's because of these guys. The success we had last year and the success we will have is because of these guys. We got my dad, Rick Lang, does the defense coordinator and linebackers. Coach Lee, secondary running backs. Those two have a plethora of knowledge for football. They've been coaching. I won't make them sound bad, but forever.
Coach Lee's in his 63rd year out of Arkansas. I mean, Jay. I'm teasing Coach Lee. Everybody knows how much I like Coach Lee.
I think it's kind of hilarious because, Coach Lee there for a little while, he didn't have a cohort quite as much. There was just a couple decades between him and his associates. Well, now we got Coach Lang Senior, as I call him on the air, and it's kind of funny because they kind of get around fairly similar. Fashion coordinators pretty similar, and I see them. I haven't seen them do the old chest bump or anything yet, but they will both get fired up.
Oh, yeah.
I could see it possibly in the future. It's No,
I think their bellies may hit before the chest.
Yeah, maybe. I got news for you though. They do. They bring a wealth of knowledge, and not only football knowledge, but they bring a lot of worldly, everyday, real life knowledge. And I mean, those kids probably don't realize how good they've got it because they're getting the best of both worlds. And some of those kids, they're needing the real world part of it probably more than they're needing the athletic part of it. We hit on Corey just a little bit there earlier, and I don't want to say too much about it, but I know Corey and Coach Lee had a really good relationship, and that's just an example of kind of what we're talking about, because you make a difference in those young people's lives, not just for 3 or 4 months every fall, but a lot of times for the rest of their life. And those older guys being on staff, I mean, they serve lots of purpose, I promise you.
Oh yeah, for sure. Then Coach Qualls does our D line. He's retired, he was here last year. Retired Texas coach came up, and then Coach Jackson, which Coach Jackson, very fortunate to have him. He's a high energy kid or guy. Gets on the kids.
He's still a kid.
He's actually, we hired somebody younger, so he was fired up. He's not the youngest guy on the staff anymore. But he's one that has a real good relationship with kids that coach them extremely hard, but kids know he cares about them first and foremost. And that's how all our coaches, you can hold them to a high standard once kids actually know you truly care about them, and that we're not just concerned about winning on Friday night. We're truly concerned about them as humans and football players, and that's when you can really hold kids to a high standard. And then we lost Coach Hammer, some personal reasons, family matters that kind of forced him to go closer to his wife's home. So that has a hit. Really enjoyed Coach Hammer. He did a really good job. Picked up Coach Bean, though, got him back to this side of the river, and that was a huge pickup for us.
The right side, where he started.
He
Coach Bean is really from Bethel, back east, but anyway.
North Bethel, yes.
Yeah.
But he's coaching our O-line. He's doing a fantastic job this spring. So we're really excited about him. And then Coach Wood, Eli Wood, he just graduated from OBU. He's a Broken Bow guy. Got him, and he's helping with the O-line and the D-line, so he travels with those kids. And he's really, even the short time, I know it's all new to him, but he's, even these last first 3 weeks, he's really grown up a lot and getting comfortable. But it's coaching staff, that high-level coaching they do. Obviously, I've said they really care about the kids. They're easy to be with. Really enjoy being around them because football, especially in the fall, it's for coaches a 7 days a week deal, and we spend more time with the coaches and kids than we do our own family. So it's real important to have a group of coaches you enjoy spending time with and get along really well with.
Mr. Evis, anything you might add before we wrap this up? I know, Coach Lang, you actually were the one that approached me about this, and I was tickled that you wanted to do something like this. I just think those things are important, you know. Some people may overlook them and say, what does that matter? Wins is the only thing that matters. Well, yeah, wins do matter, but you get wins by building a culture, and that's what I feel like you're trying to do that here. I still feel like that this is not just a stopping point for you. I know I asked you that last year. I didn't ask you that on air, but I did ask you that off air, but or maybe on the phone. But as a community, as someone that lives in the community like Mr. Evans and I do, and that care about the program, that's important to us. We don't want a guy in here that wants to be here for 2 years and move on. We want a guy that's going to lay his outline of a program down and build it here, because we know, you do too, you've learned, but we know what happens when you'll do that. You'll be playing for one of them polished balls is what'll happen. I can tell you that. Yeah, if you do that, if you can build that. If
you if you're consistent in your approach and you bring it at a high level, there's proven genetics in this area to be pretty athletic in several sports, and I know Coach knows that, and I know that's why he's here. One of the reasons he's here is, it's odd how communities have the ability to have that, and some places are notoriously successful, some maybe not quite so much, some in the middle, but there's a lot of heritage here, there's a lot of tradition here, and it's one of those deals where I really felt like that last year, even just attendance at the home football games. I'm not trying to pick on anybody at any time, but it looked like the community was rallying behind the kids, which is what it's all about. They were stepping up, trying to do their part, because if one thing about it, if the coaches and the kids are going to do their part, well, it's up to us to support them and to be positive and build the program up to where it can get to where we can be at that level. Because we would all be thrilled to go to OU or OSU or wherever the state championship is, or a deep playoff game, and represent this part of the world. And I guess I just challenge the folks locally to stay in there and be super supportive. Come out and watch tonight, and I'm sure that you'd be super impressed because things are going to probably move at a fairly high pace, and we've got some skilled athletes right now. And I just think the direction of the program is really positive right now, and I think it's only going to continue to get better. I look forward to a great season, Jeremy.
You think they would let two hillbillies in the state championship or the state playoff press box?
We would probably be broadcasting from a two-man buddy stand on a telephone pole in the parking lot, but we could handle it. We have been to Cushing before.
Hey, boys, where y'all want us? I got my spit can, and Mr. Evans has got his cigarettes. Let's get on there, boys.
Absolutely.
I've always, I think about it, and I have fun every week. We're neighbors and we're friends, and we enjoy getting to do that, but we still want to call a big game.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we really do. I mean, would we do it if we don't get to? Sure, we would. But
some people will say, "Y'all got so excited, I couldn't understand what you were saying."
Right,
well, if you're not going to be excited enough to get a little fired up every now and then, they probably need to get some different people to do this deal. Who wants to listen to that crap?
I'm going to get excited. They can, they can.
We bump chest in the old press box every now and then.
I'm telling you, they can complain about me all they want, but I'm going to get excited because it's something I enjoy, and we at least have a few people tell us every year, man, we enjoy listening to y'all. That's all it takes for me. One person tells me that, and I'm tickled, and I know you are. But one thing may not be important, but it is important. How does your wife and kids like it here?
Oh yeah, they love it.
That's important because one year we lost an assistant who I thought an awful lot about, and I'm not going to say his name. It doesn't matter, but it did matter. But we lost an assistant because the place that he found to live, his wife said, "Get me out of here," and so we lost him. And he's a good young offensive line coach that I really thought a lot about, and things like that matter. He loved it. He hated to leave, but when Mama said, "Get me out of here," he got out of here. But wife and kids do like it here.
Yeah, my wife, she really, and that's what she's done really her whole, because she teaches PE at Derrick's.
Okay,
and
so
she's
she
always
works at
been
school.
Since she started in education. She's been elementary PE, and then and my boy, he's down there. He's pre-K, fixing to be in kindergarten, and he loves. He's involved in all the sports. So yeah, they really like it.
Have you got to coach any T-ball yet?
I've watched a lot of T-ball. My stand is I'll let somebody else coach him until he gets older. I'll yell at him enough when he gets older, so I'll just be a fan for now. But I have watched a lot of T-ball this spring.
I like it.
Well, again, Coach, thank you for being here this morning. Mr. Evis, thank you for being here. I know that I had to get you off the lawnmower just to get you here. I appreciate you coming in, and to the listeners, I hope you enjoyed it. Our little show, not really a coach's show, but it was like a coach's show, and I was tickled when you approached me about it. I was more than happy to do it. Let everybody know what's going on. That's something I think you do way better than in the past. Is I really feel like that you want to promote our program, and not keep it a top secret.
Yeah, because anytime you get to brag on these kids, promote. Because if you're not promoting it, somebody's gonna have their own opinion on what your program is. So you kind of take that out of limbo and promote your program and be proud of it. We're proud of our program and what we do. Proud of our kids. Proud of our community. So any chance that we get to brag on our kids, our program, we're gonna do it.
Well, again, Coach Lang, thank you again. Mr. Evers, thank you. Laney J, thank you for letting us come here this morning and get in the big seat. I feel like Howard Stern for once. I hope I don't look like him, but I feel like him this morning, this big old microphone. I'm like what's the guy that says, I don't know what to do with my hands because I just have to speak in this big microphone, but Hopefully we didn't get banned. Laney J's famous for getting banned on TikTok. She's on ban number 13, I think. I don't know what she says to get banned, but anyway, thank you everyone for listening, and we will see you. How many days? 90-something days till kickoff.
Should be 91,
something like that. Yeah,
and
91 days.
6:00 tonight at the stadium.
That's right. I'm glad you mentioned it. The annual Black and Gold spring scrimmage, I guess you'd call it. Black
and
and
then
Gold
our JV and freshmen will get majority of it because our varsity kids pretty beat up after last. It's like two back-to-back games they played. They still will get out there,
right.
But our JV and freshman kids will get the majority of the action tonight.
Okay, 6:00 if you can make it, and we will see you. Other than that, we'll see you in the fall, and we'll also on Friday nights we'll bring you all the action, but from somewhere. I'm sure every Saturday morning we will also do the coaches show. So for all you listeners, thank you for joining in. I'm Jeremy Poole, and as always, my sidekick and best bud, Mr. Lance Revis, and then the head of the Savages, Mr. Maverick Lang. Thank you, and we're out.